What's up, YouTube? Let me get all this stuff off of here. All right. Um, can y'all hear me okay? Wait, I don't know why I'm turning the fuck. Okay. All right. I hope y'all can hear me. If anybody wants to come in to the live, all they have to do is click the link that is in the chat and you can come into the live with me. And this is nothing special. This is just a live that I was trying to put together for about a week or so now. I just got in touch with Mr. C, B.M.G, so hopefully he's going to be able to join us today. And like I said, it's nothing specific. I just wanted to, because both of us are, I think, from the same area, I kind of wanted to get his take on some of the stuff that has been going on around the Pittsburgh area. So we'll just wait to see if he can come in. All you have to do is just click, whoever wants to come in can just click that link that is in the chat, and it will allow you to hop into the live with me. But first and foremost, I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. It's pretty chilly outside. I was outside earlier. I did a video, my subscriber shout out video, obviously, to add.
Hey.
Okay, what's up?
Oh, all right. That's the first time I ever did a live. So, I hope I sound okay.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect. I got my earbuds and stuff. My earbuds. I heard. I just got to get right.
You are from the Pittsburgh area, right?
Yes, I'm from the
Okay. I wanted to ask you because there was a lot of controversy going on with the police situation. How overnight, how they don't have the police in certain areas like Homewood and things like that. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's going to make a difference, or like bad or good?
Well, perfect example. I don't know if you heard about the story about the Wendy's on Baum Boulevard.
No.
Okay, so I don't know if it was on a day the police is short, but like on Baum Boulevard, the Wendy's got robbed. And like I was even surprised that Wendy's was open that late, because like normally all the drive-ins is closed in the city. So I don't know why that place, the one out there, it was attempted robbery. They tried to get in the back, but they didn't, they wasn't able to get in. But I don't know, like if a police response would have made a difference.
Yeah, that's like to me, like they said they had, what was it, 22 officers for the city of Pittsburgh. Now, I myself know Pittsburgh is pretty big, and I know they'd have different zones, but to me, 22 officers is going to be enough, especially for like Homewood, East Liberty, and places like that, because there's a lot of crime.
Right. Yeah, but like you can always, I look at it like it might not make a difference, but you always need. Here's my thing with the city of Pittsburgh. We got all these agencies, Allegheny County. We got Allegheny County Police. We got the Allegheny County Sheriff Department, and you got all the outside police departments, and you got the state troopers. Why don't you have Allegheny County Police or the Allegheny County Sheriff merge with the city of Pittsburgh Police? You know what I mean? If they're so worried about like, hey, we need extra police presence, because a lot of the officers work overtime at bars and stuff like that to get the extra money. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, and they gotta like be at them places. Like they can't be worried about, all right, I'm doing overtime, I gotta dedicate my services to that bar or whatever. So I don't know why they just add like the other officers, like the Allegheny County Police, because the detectives do everything anyway. So why not make it a bigger police force to merge with the city? Plus the sheriff's department. I'm not saying the sheriff's department don't do much, but like from what people tell me, like they don't do as much as the Pittsburgh police, and why not have them merge with the city? You know what I mean? And they
Right,
can help
right.
with the crime because it is dangerous, especially downtown. Now they got a lot of cops downtown on bikes, on beat, walking on beat now, but it's still crime.
But you
It's
think
crazy.
though, in the middle of the night, especially if they exposed it now on TV that they have a shortage of police. Okay, so they're supposed to have like 850. They only have 744. They're
Right.
exposing it on TV that they have a shortage of police. Like, how dumb is that? That you're inviting crime now overnight because you're telling everybody that you have a shortage of police. Why would
Yeah.
you tell?
I feel like, yeah, that's stupid because now, if anybody got Ring cameras or anything like that, I know my Ring been like popping lately with people. Hold up, sorry.
Okay.
With people going into cars and stuff, trying to get in cars, and usually it's just a bunch of kids trying to get a couple dollars or whatever. But like
Right.
lately, it's been bad. But not even like in the city. This is outside of Allegheny County, like out in Allegheny County where I'm at, and
Yeah.
I mean it's anywhere, it's everywhere. It ain't just the city; it's everywhere. Even in these little small areas where I live at, kids been going around doing car checks and all that, trying to steal cars. They try to get the Kias and the Hondas, or like, and then there's people that still leave their doors unlocked and open.
I know.
Nothing ever happens in my neighborhood. I don't care if you live in Mount Lebanon. I don't care if you live in Castle Shannon. You can't be leaving your door open.
And that's the thing. I did a video the one time, and somebody made a comment. It was a younger kid. He made a comment and said, "Well, I'm glad that me and my friends can walk around my neighborhood and we don't have to ever worry about anything." I said, "Let me tell you something. I don't care if you live in Beverly Hills. I don't care if you live in the worst hood in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Shit can happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care where you live at."
Yes.
And I hear a lot of people saying that, why do people rob the neighborhoods that are worse because, oh, they don't have nothing in the hood. Why wouldn't they go for people in like Beverly Hills where they're richer?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
You live. They want to break it, they will.
And now it's sad if you live in like you, the person that's doing the robbing, you live in a neighborhood, you robbing your own community. That's stupid. Like, why would you rob your own place where you live at? That's kind of dumb. But we need more. Like, I know I was coming up. I was born in the 80s. I was coming up. We had a lot of people still, like, even like just old heads, older G's, or a wise guy or somebody used to still police their hoods. They beat her for the kids, and when trouble started, like, they were the ones. You ain't messing with Mr. Such and Such down the street. He might have been like a dangerous person in the world, but he's very well respected. We don't have no more community policing like they used to back in the day. They have these organizations like, I'm sorry.
But the thing is, back in the day, like when we grew up, because I'm a little, but I ain't gonna expose my age. But back when we grew up, there was crime, but it wasn't it was to a certain extent. Like, we didn't do the things that they're doing now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're shooting your own neighborhood, you're shooting your own boy. It doesn't matter anymore.
Right. I mean, there was a time, even though they had gangs and stuff when I was coming up in high school and all that, like in the 90s, there was a time I was still able to go anywhere in the city. It don't got to be nothing about gangs. I was just cool with people. You know what I mean? And it wasn't as it was dangerous, but it wasn't as dangerous as it is now. Now, these young guns is just wild. Like, it's worse. It's worse. Like, and I don't know, like, I think a lot of my peers, like a lot of people I grew up with, they went to jail over the years. There's a lot of single parent homes. Like, you know what I mean? There's people I know in my life. And there's a triple effect down onto kids. And like, some of us came through, we're not the crack babies. Some of us was born in the 70s and 80s, the crack era. So we went through, I was coming up, there's a lot of families, 5 to maybe 10 friends, like out of 10 people, my friends, at least like 8, maybe 7 of them, the parents was on drugs. I was coming out the crack era. And it's like, I can't imagine now just the kids, what they're going through, like just trying to be a kid, like, being out of school for the summer, worried about this person's gonna pop. I had a friend that lost his son got killed a couple years ago. In Allentown. So it's like I don't know, man. It's just bad over here. And downtown's
are you familiar with the rappers that are in Pittsburgh?
Oh, I'm sorry, what you said?
I said, are you familiar with like a lot of the rap artists that came out of Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Like Wapo and Nizzy and Teflon and Trill and all them.
What was the first one?
Wapo, Jimmy Wapo.
Yeah, Jimmy Wapo. I met him. I know his name is Trayvon. I know him. I met him before. Trey, right? I met him in person 3 months before he got killed. I used to work at Oakland, and he came into the store, and I helped him. And I was like, "Dang, I know who he was." I'm like, "Man, I'm like starstruck," but I didn't put him out there like that. I met him. He's a nice kid in person. Like, he's very respected. He did a lot for his little area. I'm familiar with him. I'm familiar with. There's a lot of Pittsburgh rappers. There's tons. There's people I never knew they rap. Like, there's a dude I know. He worked at a library. He teaches music too. His name's Sharon Dawn. He's a rapper. I remember I was coming up. I'm from the north side. There was people on the north side. There was a group called Almighty Records, and there was a dude named 2Gs and stuff that rap. There's a lot of rappers. Even like that Pittsburgh Top 50, there were so many more rappers that I thought they should have been on there too. But there were so many that people that don't even know, people don't know about. And then you got kids that that's coming up, they're trying to be rappers. I found out about some kid named Fed the God. I never heard of him till last year. I think he signed with Wiz's label. He sounds pretty nice. He's from the north.
Oh wow.
I don't know if it's just because people don't listen to Whammo. I'm sorry. What was you going to say?
Do you feel that the music you're playing now is okay? Because you know how we grew up, 70s, 80s, right?
Yes.
Do you feel that music will ever go back to being the way it used to be? Will Smith,
it's not going back. Yeah, it's not going back, but I'm not taking it away from these kids because they're using some of the samples of the music we listen to, even from our parents or great-parents or grandparents. It's trickling down to their music. Like, people's learning about music. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be some type of futuristic type stuff. Even like, I remember a time I never can imagine auto-tune. I thought about Roger Troutman. Everybody's doing auto-tune now. Or there's some kids that's still lyrical good, and there's kids that got a different style. Like, I don't think it's gonna go back to the music we had when we was coming up. The sound is still gonna be there because, like, I got kids, and I got an 18-year-old and a couple 20-year-olds in their 20s, and they still listen to the music I came up with a little bit. Yes. But at the same time, they get their music they're coming up with. It's crazy because, like, I always say, like, the music's not the same, and it's like I don't think it'll ever be the same. But I do embrace the future. I got to give them their flowers. Some of the music's whack. I'm not going front. Some of that music's whack because anybody nowadays, the technology's there. You can get on YouTube, learn how to make a video. You could just have a good sound. You could rap about eating a piece of bread with no bars, and it's. But, like, that's what it was. Like, just coming up with a simple rhyme. But, like, I remember when people used to write their rhymes down, and, like, people that come up like, this dude's a musical genius, but he ain't want to blow up. He ain't want to go out there in the mainstream. I'm sure there's, like, a lot of people we know, just from our area alone, that could rap. Like, man, this dude should have blew up. He could have been out there. They wasn't feeling it. They wasn't feeling it. They didn't want to be industries. And there's a lot of Pittsburgh underground rappers that people don't know about.
And it's good that these young kids now are the people that are musicians, the people that do music, that are putting their time and effort into music instead of being in the street. Yes. Because it's taking their mind off of doing dumb shit instead of, you know what I mean? Like, they're putting their mind into the music, regardless of what they say. A lot of these rappers nowadays, they don't even do half the things that they say they do in their music.
Yeah, like
You know,
my
it's
middle.
just
You're right. They don't. But there is some kids that really is about that life in real life. You know, that's
yeah,
really out there, and it's sad. But you're right. There's some kids. They're just, you know, they're not
yeah.
really about that life. Like I have a middle. I got a middle son. He's not a rapper, but he's a rapper. Um,
Okay.
he didn't start rapping until he's 16, but he's all right. He's okay. You know, he's okay. But he still got to work a regular job. He's got to take care of his daughter, and he's trying. Like, you know, he's been on the road before. He's okay. Um, maybe like in a couple other, if we do a couple other lives, I'll introduce you, like tell you who he is. I just want to make it a surprise.
All of
But like,
my kids,
you know,
I mean, my adult kids, they all do music too.
okay,
And my two oldest ones have been doing it since they've been younger. So they grew up because their father did music. So,
word.
you know what I mean? They follow right into the footsteps of him.
Yeah, like he's the middle kid. He didn't play. He played sports, but he wasn't in the sports like my oldest son and my youngest son. So he was trying to find his way. He still graduated high school.
Right.
He just started doing like freestyles with his homies when he was 16. Bobby Smurder instrumental. He started rapping on that, and he started, you know, making videos. I guess he went to the studio with somebody one day, and you know, he's becoming good, and he's making positive music now. Like he was on his little gangster stuff. Now he's rapping about his daughter. Like, you know, that's what he's about. So,
well, that's good.
I mean, the kids be trying, and they got the technology. They need to use it. They need to use the technology. You know, they could come up, blow up on TikTok or YouTube. You know, there's a lot of good. I'm into like independent artists on YouTube. That, you know,
Yeah.
I ain't worried about mainstream people. I'd rather support somebody local. You know, like even my middle son, he collabed with somebody and did a song in St. Louis. Like, you know, things like that. It's just, sometimes you got to help. The people got to help each other out. You know, and that's what they're doing. There's more positive online than negative, but sometimes I think the kids need to get out of the house still too, because they still don't do that. They don't do that as much. Like we was always at the house.
We never wanted to come home.
Right. I'd be out from morning to night. Our parents had to call straight like someone, like they had to call everybody's parents, call, hey, get in the house, come on. You hear like at certain times.
We were like, we gotta take our bus home right now.
Right. You know, I mean, we could eat all day. We'd be out. We pack our lunches in our book bags and stuff like that. Or we had money. We could go to the store and stuff was cheap. You could buy. Everybody pitch in on their, you know, and buy snacks. Like we'd be out all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't have to go home. You know, we could do everything else. I mean, people had to go to the bathroom, but people did what they did.
So what else do you do? Did you ever think about doing YouTube a lot more than what you do now?
I need to. I just don't. I mean, I'll be working a lot. I just don't have the time. Like, I need to put a couple hours here and there and just start doing lives. Even like if I'm going around the city, I need to just do some streaming. Like, hey, I'm in the strip, and just go for a walk.
And then just put them together. Like if you do different clips of areas and then just put them all together. Because when I started out, my first 2 YouTube videos I did, it was a paranormal thing on my TV. And I contacted Paranormal and I showed them the video and they said, yes, there's something like the paranormal messes with electricity and electronics and stuff like that. So I sent that into them. And then after that, I was just like, okay, like I'll just do this for fun. But then it became more consistent because then I got monetized and I was able to start making a little bit of money.
Wow.
So I was, you know,
like,
so
I mean, you popped up and like I was watching. What did I watch? And this is how I don't know how I discovered you. Well, this is how I discovered you. You came up in like one of my. I like watching like the people that go travel out of the country sometimes, and
okay.
And like I guess when the video's over, like there's different. You came up in one of those like the travel joints, and I don't know, like you know what I mean. So I was like, man, let me see what this girl's talking about. And I'm like, you know, it was interesting.
I mean,
It
it's
was just
nice.
wow.
It's really
I
nice.
just looked up
I
a
mean,
travel video. I looked up a travel video, and you came up. Like you came up in the feeds after the video was done. It was wow. So like you out there you're in the universe out there somewhere getting viewers. It's
so then
crazy.
we're out in the universe now.
Yes. Like I was messing around. I would mess around with YouTube the one time. All I did was like took pictures of clouds and I kind of like tag it clouds, tag it whatever, beautiful sky. And like one day I got a lot of views on it. I'm like, damn, maybe I need to start doing this. Like, but I actually put the effort so I actually could really get somebody to get people to look at it.
You could do shorts that are like 25, 30 seconds. And the way that you tag it is the more views you get.
Right.
So like I did a video on my Beretta that I have.
Okay.
And I did a song behind it. And then I did like hot sauce, I did a certain thing behind it. And it catches people's eye. And people would watch shorts more than they would watch long videos.
Right.
Thousands and thousands of views on all these shorts, and the shorts help you get your watch time too in order to get paid. Because you only have to have watch hours.
How many hours?
You have to have 3,000.
Okay.
Which
so
like
how long? So when you sorted out, how long did it take you? I know it took you a while to probably get monetized. I know you had to put that work in.
It took me probably about 4 years.
Oh,
only because I wasn't taking it serious at first.
Right,
I only started taking it serious probably, I would say 2 years ago. I started taking it serious. And
so
the more
2 years ago, so 2 years ago, you just did your thing, and then you got monetized within 2 years after that. That's what's up. Because I be telling my son, I'm sorry.
Once you get 1,000 subscribers, and then you get 3,000 watch hours, then you can apply for the monetization. But you have to have an hour video, which you could take and put a bunch of clips together and make an hour, and then just upload it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it is a little bit of work. You have to be more consistent with it, and sometimes you're not in the mood, but you just have to push hard if you want to, be known on YouTube.
Yeah, I gotta check because my youngest son, he does YouTube videos. I don't know if he got monetized yet. I think some kid came to Pittsburgh. He's a hooper or something, and like he do like trick shots or all that. But he's he's big on YouTube. I forget the name, but he did a video when he came to Pittsburgh, and he got like a lot of views on that video. And he make like dumb videos, like him and his friend used to go to Walmart sometimes or Target and like just do dumb videos. He's been doing it for a couple years. He ain't really been taking it seriously lately because he got older. But I was like, man, you about to be. But he was like, I got all these views. So I don't know if he needs to check to see if he get, he got to put out to see if he got monetized yet or whatever. So I need to check with him about it.
Tell him to go onto his YouTube studio. And at the bottom of the screen, it'll have home, content, comments, and then earn. And all he has to do is go there, and it'll tell him exactly like how many subscribers he has, how much watch time he has. So it's easy.
Yeah, because I know he kind of knows that. I just don't know if he's taking it serious because I know he needs money to pay on that core. He just got a new core last year, so it's like I was like, I know you need extra money besides your regular job. So, and I know he used to do videos. He might still be doing them when he goes away to his friend. Like he go on his days off, he go up to IUP to his friends and do videos up there. So I think he knows what he's doing, but like I need to check on him because I know he needs to get that money. It might I guess that ain't a lot, but I know it's better than nothing.
That's why I said even if you make $200 a month, that's money that
I need $200 in this economy. So I got a topic for you, Edward.
Okay.
I had on the top of my head. So how do you feel about, do you think inflation, you think the prices of food gonna go down? I do work in retail, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. You think
I think what it's gonna do, and what they have a tendency to do, is they lower it just that little bit to give people that hope. Yeah. And then raise it up again. Because I know when I went to the store, like if you go buy a dozen of eggs right now, they're like $4. be able to buy them for like 99 cents a dozen. They have Doritos, $7 a bag.
That's crazy.
But you can go to Sam's Club and buy double that for like $5. Mm-hmm. But you always know that that bag is air. So when you open it, like the bag could be this big, but there's only that much chips in it. You know what I mean? So that's where they get you. Everybody sees that big bag and they're like, oh, I got a good deal. And you open it and it's like, no, I don't. It's ridiculous.
They're still like, I don't know. I haven't been to a butcher since inflation went up, since the prices of food went up. But I know I see some of the butchers. I think the prices are still okay at the butchers. It's still expensive, like if you go to the strip or something. But
yeah,
I don't know if that's any difference versus the big box stores. You know what I mean? I know that meats could be better, but I don't know. Like,
well, I think to be honest, I think Sam's Club, I think they're pretty decent price because I get the New York strip steaks. Okay. And I get 4 in there, and they're like this thick. Like, they're thick. Mm-hmm. And I get like 4 for like $37, between $37 and $40. But I cut them in half. They're big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So instead of me getting 4, I end up getting like 8 out of it because I thin them out and then I cut them in half. So I get double. You know what I mean? The only thing that's not that bad is the ground meat is like still $4.99 a pound, but you get a big container of it for like $20.
That's
so
not,
you get
that's
like,
still not bad.
You know what I mean? So I do it in bulk only because I could break it down. Because if I cook on the grill or something like that, I break all the meat and everything down. That way I don't have to thaw everything out. You know what I mean? So I break it down into like 4 portions and then just Ziploc it and throw it in my freezer. So that way I could just pull out what I want. You know what I mean?
I used to do it. I used to go to I used to do my meat plans. I used to go to Weiss's in my area, and then when I'm from Northside, I used to go to Tom Friday's. Now Tom Friday's got a new owner, and I don't know about the new owners. Like, no shade against the new owners of Tom Friday's, but it's not Tom Friday's no more. It's like he retired, he sold his business. I think the person he sold it to, they kept the name, but they're not Tom. They're like somebody from somewhere else. And I'm like, I don't know about these dudes. But the meat, they still got meat packages. Like, what'd you say?
I was saying hi to the people in the comments.
Oh, hey, people in the comments, I can't see y'all, but Tom Friday's, you could get like a meat plan. I forget, like so many pounds of ground meat, hot dogs, like hot dog sausage. Like, you get like, they got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1's like $99. Tier 2 is like $129.
They have one of them in McKeesport.
Yeah, there's still them mom and pop people like that people could go to as well. And then the strip district, you know, Woolies, strip district meats and places like that.
Yeah.
People, but sometimes it's all about the convenience. Like, even with me, what I do for a living, I do have a Sam's membership. I just don't feel like going to Sam's when I'm done with work because I work in that industry and I just be lazy. I just don't feel. But you know,
want to get away from
right, like, because like, you know, there's all these stores around me. Yeah, I'm at the top of the hill. I'm literally close to Sam's, but I just don't feel like
I know.
I'm done with work. It's like I can't do it. But I need to because I just bought a membership, so I had to have this. I need to start one Sam's. So,
yeah, I mean, it definitely is. I mean, it's worth the $45 a year because, you know, you figure even if you spend $200-300, if you get the higher membership that you can get the cash back, and you go spend, say, $1,000 for the whole year, you're gonna get like $200-300 back.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because you get back with it.
Yeah.
So
it does. Yeah, and the only reason I really use it because a lady was there. She was promoting it. One of the salespeople. She came up to our company, and she promoted it, and she got us to get it. So it was only $20 I paid for mine. So I got a deal. So
okay.
So
that's what I did when I saw it online. I got the deal for the first year.
Oh, okay. So I think next year.
I think I might
But
upgrade because I want the cash back.
I think that's worth it, especially if you know, I want to be like an every month Sam's Club shopper. I don't want to just do it one and done and just use it once or twice a year.
Right.
So I got another topic. Have you noticed, like, on the weather, when it rains, it never rains like it's supposed to rain. Like when we get rain, we get heavy downpour, and it'd be flooding everywhere. But then, like, it don't rain like a consistent rain. It's just one. It's like a one and done, 100-year type rain type. You know what I mean? Like how we was little, it used to rain like natural, and it just all right.
Yeah.
It's weird.
The other day, my son was like, "Oh, it looks like it's about to rain." I'm like, "No." I'm like, I looked on the weather. I'm like, "No, it don't look like it's gonna. It don't say it's gonna rain."
Mm-hmm.
And then not even 5 seconds later, it like poured for like 10 seconds, and then it stopped.
Right. Then you're like, "Damn, we're in the rain." It's weird.
Like it's crazy.
I think they control the weather. I think that personally.
Well, you know what? The funny thing is now that you said that, you have to do the research. Look at HARP. Did you ever hear of HARP?
HARP? Is that what's called?
HAARP.
HAARP. Okay.
Yeah, it is a weather maker.
Oh wow.
And China has it.
Yeah.
And and they're subliminally doing this like through movies, through music, through TV, everything like that. They tell you in the song, I think it was Jay-Z's song, something about they fly to friendly skies that change the weather.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you about that because how do you have 45-degree weather one day and then the next day 75?
Right. And
you know what I mean? Like
it's summertime. It was in the 40s. It's been like a couple weeks, was it a week or so ago? It was like in the 40s, like summertime. Like what's up with that?
That's what even today's only going to be like 63, and it was freezing this morning.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like sweat. We supposed to be. Well, we're getting a heat wave next week. It's coming. So
I know.
I'm ready. I'm getting ready for that. I'm getting ready for that. I don't like to be hot. I'll be wearing them shorts at work.
Are you allowed to wear shorts?
Not on the floor, but like if I work in the back, so I could wear it in the back. I mean, I get away. Okay. I'm at my new department. I'm not supposed to, but like they don't really say nothing, And if it's too hot, sometimes they got, some people they got to understand that. But we're not really like on the sales floor. We're not really allowed to wear shorts, depending what the job is,
I see now. That's what I wanted to ask you about the newer generation now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've been to like McDonald's and Wendy's and places like that. Have you seen how these younger kids are dressing at the job and acting at the job opposed to when we were younger? Because I know my first job was Wendy's, and I had a uniform that I had to wear. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't wear clogs, you couldn't wear puffer coats, you couldn't be on your cell phone all day. Things like that. And nowadays they're like this right in front of you.
Yeah,
and they don't.
It's crazy you say that. It's crazy. At my job, we got a lot of young people, and shout out to the youngins. No shade. Now, there's some that's really mature for their age. You would think are older. There's some that's not, and it's not everybody. There's even people in their 20s, not even like, but it's generation by generation. Mm-hmm. It's like people. It's not. It's like they need that cell phone. They need the AirPod. Oh, and it's like you got to have your. I don't know. People gotta. I don't know if like they don't teach them the right way in school, like getting in the workforce. When they get to these jobs, they just think they're entitled. They're supposed to be on their cell phone. They think they're supposed to be having these earbuds, and they don't follow the rules. It's like you there to work. You ain't there supposed to be talking to your friend like, "Hey, blah blah blah." You got to do a job. It's like disrespectful. Like not even that disrespectful. It's like I don't know if they're not what their home life is or how they were taught in school, but it's like, yeah, we got new technology, but you're not allowed, like some jobs, you're not allowed to have your cell phone. You're not allowed to have your earbuds in. But at my job, they let some of the kids get away with it. Like, and I mean, it's the rules that, like, depending on who's around, they can get in trouble. But a lot of the kids think
they're allowed to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I think my earbuds went out, but I can still hear you. Yeah, at the jobs they just think it's okay, like to wear AirPod or be on their phones all day. They don't know how to put the phones down and do their work. You know what I mean? Now some kids they're not like that. Some the other kids is, you know, they're they actually follow the rules, and it's not even just teenagers. It's 20-year-olds. It's 20-year-olds. There's people in
Yeah.
their 30s. There might be a couple people my age. They're still in tune with technology that they forgot they got to do a job, or they forgot they got to follow rules at a job. So it's sad. I think it's just the way the technology is. I think the technology is making people more stupid.
Well, I think, in all honesty, I think they should have taught things like that in school.
Yeah.
About being ready for life outside of high school, because they're teaching.
They need to redo it. They got to redo the programs. Like, I think they need to add the newer technology into what the job stuff they was training us. We had like teen living class. They even taught people how to be parents when I was coming up. Like, it's crazy. It's like, it's like they expect you to have a baby. Like, man, you getting us, you trying to throw some in the world.
Take home with us, and we had to make sure we changed it and things like that. I'm like, I'm only 16, 17. I ain't worried about no damn child right now. I'm worried about school. You know, but now it's the reality now that these kids are having children at young ages.
They're
sad. Having 15, 16 years.
They was having children then when I was in school, but not as much as it is now.
Right.
Like, my high school had a daycare, but it was like maybe like three people I knew that had kids, but they were older, like they're seniors and stuff. But it was wild.
Wow.
And like now it's like everybody got kids.
Yep.
Like I ain't have kids till I was older, like in my 20s. I was done finished college and everything.
That's
but
crazy.
At the same time, I can't, like, when I say this, I can't say nothing because I was one of those kids. You know, I remember I was coming up, I wanted to have a pager. My dad said no. And so he's like, you get a job? I got me a job. I was like, I'm gonna get my own pager. My dad can't tell me nothing. Because I knew, I guess at the time, if you had a pager, everybody just thought you was a drug dealer or something. So it wasn't popular. You know what I mean?
But nowadays the doctors have them, so it's not, you know, nothing to do with drug dealing.
Yeah, like right. Like I wanted a pager at the time, you know, and I got my pager when I got my first job.
I had a pager. I think I was like 20 when I first got mine.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even have one because I was just like, I didn't really need one. I just wanted one just because I just liked it. You know what I mean? I seen other people have it, so I wanted it.
But that was what it was. You got a pager. Your friend paid you. You know, you call your friend like, hey, I'm over here. Like, page me when you get over there. You know, you get a payphone bound.
Yeah, because, you know, back then we didn't have the cell phones at first, so we had no.
Yeah, my first cell phone was a Sprint. I think it was a Sprint. I don't know. It's weird, like almost like a cordless phone a little bit. And it was a prepaid Sprint. It was like you pay like $50 for, like, I don't know. It was weird. It was expensive. Like you wanted like a whole bunch of minutes. It was expensive.
Yeah, it was.
It was not cheap. And then Cricket came out. So when Cricket first came out, I got a Cricket. And then I went from Cricket to Boost Mobile. Because Cricket was big when they first came out. But the only problem with Cricket was when you got out of town, it didn't work out of town. You had to work at the service area where you lived at.
Your Cricket phone didn't work, or the Boost?
At the time, back in the day, when Cricket first came out, like say I went on vacation in Detroit. My Cricket phone from Pittsburgh, they didn't have coverage out in Detroit in that area yet. So I'm like, I can't even use this out here. It's probably better now, but back then they didn't have a lot of coverage in certain states. So when I got out of town, like Michigan or something like that, it didn't work, you know. And like after Cricket, I went to T-Mobile. T-Mobile was all right, but after a while, I had an issue with T-Mobile, and I'm with Boost. I've been with Boost ever since. Boost Mobile.
I've been with Boost. I don't know how long now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would have been with T-Mobile, but I had a little issue.
They're pricey for Boost.
Yeah, it is pricey. It's not worth it. I got 2 lines. I only pay like, it's a family plan, me and my youngest son. It's only $80 a month. Unlimited everything. Even though it's not unlimited everything, because they do cut into your data. They say it's unlimited everything. It's not.
And the crazy thing is, it's funny you said that, because when I was in Cricket the one day, I said to him, I said, you know, we have unlimited data. And he said, yes, you do. And he said, why, what's the problem? I'm like, because my phone is slow. And he was like, oh, he goes, well, you're on the unlimited plan. I said, yeah, unlimited everything. And he said, you know that that's not true, right? I'm like, so why do they tell you unlimited? Like Boost, I have unlimited.
Right.
Mine doesn't really go that slow. It's not that bad with Boost. But I have a family plan too. I have 4 lines on mine, and I pay $120 a month for 4 lines.
That's not bad.
No, not bad.
That's what's up. Not bad at all.
You know,
That's good.
But
yeah, they be trying to get me to upgrade, but like I don't need to upgrade. Boost is decent. The only thing I can say about Boost though, you're better off do not buy the phones in the stores. You're better off buying the phones online, because when you go in the stores, they're gonna try to rob you.
But you know what? You used to be able to buy a phone online on Boost Mobile without having to set up a plan. Like, because you know how they tell you, oh, buy the phone, and once you receive the phone, you got to set up your plan. Now, like they tell you, they want you to set up the plan and everything first. Because I was trying to go and get some deals and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm an existing customer. Can you give me some deals? Because I've been with you guys for what, 3-4 years now.
Right. And
I used to be able to just order any phone I want to, regardless whether I was a customer or not. Now you have to log in, and if they find out you're an existing customer, the prices go up.
Oh wow! See, yeah,
it's ridiculous. I don't
like that. That's why I do stick to the online thing, because you could shop and find your own plan online. And sometimes, I try to buy a new phone, but like say if I'm desperate, my phone broke and I really needed a new phone, I'll go on eBay and find a phone that's like an unlocked phone for Boost, and like buy one of them unlocked phones. You know, I have done that before in an emergency situation. But
my son got a phone from, I think it was Amazon, and it was supposedly unlocked. He had the phone. Well, what happened was he ended up getting locked out of it. And Apple couldn't help, and our phone company couldn't help. The iPhone was completely locked out. It was just a dead phone. I said, you're Apple. How could you not get into the phone?
I don't like Apple. I'm a Samsung guy.
It said locked to original owner.
What?
So you could buy a phone from somebody else, because you don't know. What if you get locked out of it, then you're just basically screwed.
Yeah, you're right.
He had paid almost $300 for the phone.
That's crazy. See, I didn't have that problem. I bought it wasn't an Apple phone. I bought it was a Samsung Galaxy S8, and it was for my backup line I have through a whole nother service. I just bought it. It was an unlocked phone. I hooked it up and all that, and I used it. And there wasn't nothing wrong with it. I think the person that sold it on eBay, he was like a dealer that was just trying to get rid of his old phones, and he just there wasn't nothing wrong with them. It was used. He just made a good deal on them. That's all that was. So some of them can be scammers. People just got to be careful, do their research. Yeah. There's a lot of scammers out there.
Oh, I know. They have them ones that tell you that if you send $200, they give you $2,000. I said, do you think I'm stupid? I said, send me $1,800, and you could just take the $200 out of that. Instead of giving me $2,000, just give me $1,800. And they say, oh, well, it don't work that way. And I said, well, too bad. I said, I'm not stupid.
I know, like, and I'm telling you, scammers every day be trying to call you, send you a little crazy email. I was like, I hope I don't get old enough to where I lose my mind and forget that people trying to scam me, you know, because they're trying every day to outsmart you. You gotta be on your P's and Q's. Watch your credit.
They don't care at all.
Check them alerts. You know how much money you had in your accounts. You got to check it every day. Like they're scamming people to get EBT cards and stuff like that. I just watched a thing on the news about that. Like they're scammer machines. A gal went to go use his, you know, get something with the stamps. They drained his account. It's crazy.
That's a shame. You can go that low to an EBT.
Yeah,
card.
you won't go that low. Like maybe it might be people retired, disability, whatever. Like
credit cards and stuff like that, but an EBT card.
Like, come on. They take all their like. And then like I feel like that should be on the state.
Was that what you were talking about?
That not that particular one. I seen that one too, but there was one. There was a Wendy's on Baum Boulevard.
Okay, this is chicken fingers.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't rob a chicken place.
I mean, I could see Oakland. That's a comment. Like not saying nothing against Oakland. That's one of them common areas. Everybody, it's always a robbery out Oakland. Always a robbery out Oakland. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like even like I used to work at Oakland. It was dangerous then. I used to work 3 to 11 out Oakland. I mean, I used to always have to tell the students to watch their back out there walking around. You know, student asked me, "Was this a safe neighborhood?" I'm like, no, it ain't really safe. Like you just got to watch your back. I seen that. That's crazy. With her kids in there.
And I'm wondering now because they did a welfare check at the house and she wasn't home.
I mean,
so I'm wondering, did she kill her child?
Like that's my little area. It's sad. So I don't know if that was a random thing that happened. Like maybe they're like, you know, I don't.
I mean,
know.
how were they both found in the car? And they said there's no trauma. So obviously it's either did she drug the child and then drug herself or something like that? Because if there was no trauma, then
we gotta see what happens. Because you know, there've been them crazy stories over the years, like the parents. Like, I don't know. Like you ever hear them crazy stories, like the lady that took her kids in the river and all that?
Yeah.
I know people be going through it, but like, don't take your kids home. I mean, I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know. We gotta see, but you know, it's one of them situations, man. You need to give them your kids. Like,
I was talking to my friend the one day, and he said we were coming across the Homestead Bridge, and we were talking about how they call that the suicide bridge. Yeah. And I can remember when that lady stopped in the middle of the bridge, had her kids in the car. She got out and jumped off the bridge.
Yeah, I remember that story. Like, oh my goodness! Like in the middle of the bridge, just left her kids there though. Like,
yeah,
and they watched it. And they watched it.
The one was old enough to know better, and then the other one, I think, was in the car seat. They were young.
Like, why would you do that in front of your kids though? Like, I know you go through it. Don't. Oh man. Now that's gonna be.
Then the other guy just jumped off the bridge into the parking lot below. And this was just like not even a week and a half ago.
Wow. I know, like the north side, a lot of people like to go top of that the sister bridges, and like they try to walk up and do that too. Like there's a lot of that over the years. The West End Bridge. I remember a guy walked up to the top of the West End Bridge to try to jump. Like,
wow.
But they got him down. But it's scary. I mean, I know the world be messed up, man. People be going through it. It's like, and like I think medication therapy sometimes don't help people. People be so gone, and sometimes it just be grief, man. Like they lose, you know, like people lose their parents at a young age, and it might not catch up to you right away. Like I lost my mom when I was a teenager, and like the last several years, I'm in my 40s now. It's getting to me more in my 40s than it did when I was a kid. Like, you know, as a kid, I didn't care about nothing. You know, like I was like cutthroat. I did not care. But I got older. I'm like, man, it's all catching up to you. Like, damn, you know. So people go through it, and sometimes they just need a good support system, and people don't want to support nobody. It's like, and then sometimes people just don't want to inconvenience nobody neither. Like, he got a lot going on. I'm
Right.
not going to bother him. You know, that's what it
Yeah.
is too. Like, a lot of people don't want to inconvenience nobody, ask for help. And
Yeah.
sometimes they got to get out there and try to get at least one or two people to try to reach out to get some help, you know. Or then there's people that's just ignorant, don't want to help nobody when they did ask them. Like, I
Yeah.
feel bad,
And then
man. He asked me for help, you know.
they're like, oh, so I should have helped them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just help them. Like, it's not gonna hurt you to help somebody.
And if you can't do much, do what you can. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can't get out your way to help everybody, but do a little bit. Do something. Like, he might just need somebody to talk to, like, somebody might need somebody to talk to somebody for like an hour or two. Like, you know,
Yep.
or you might just have to sit down, eat with somebody, make them feel better. You know what I mean? Like, there's ways to do it. You know?
Oh, I know. I know.
And people need it more nowadays than ever. Like, sometimes you can't, like, I know sometimes people be out there crazy, reacting, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just need somebody to talk to. Like, they just need somebody, like, all right, for example, I go downtown sometimes. There's a lot of people on drugs, real bad. And I ran into this kid, and he, you know, he's asking somebody on the street for money. You know what I mean? And then, you know, people's blowing him off, go get a damn job, blah, blah, blah. And like, he came to me, you know, I told him I ain't really heavy. I had like $3. I gave him $3. Turn out, I know this kid. I went to school with him. And I talked to him for like 5 minutes. He's like, man, like, if I just didn't stop and talk to him, I would never knew who it was. And like, he was like, man, I just want somebody just to talk to me, like, not treat me like a piece of shit. You know what I mean? I'm going through it. I am on drugs. I need help. But like, just someone to talk to me. Like, you know what I mean? That's all he wanted. Yeah, he wanted money, but he just needed somebody to talk to, like, to feel like a human being and stuff. Like, and it turned out it was a kid from high school. And I told him, like, bro, you know, hang in there, do what you got to do, man. You know, I'm glad I made his day just by like talking to him for like a couple minutes, and knowing we used to go to school together. We talked about the old school times, and he made his day. You know, sometimes you gotta sit and talk to people. I know people be in a hurry and, you know, they got stuff to do, but like, if you got a couple minutes or you got $1, you know what I mean? Just, you know, if I don't got it, I'll be like, I'm sorry, bro. You know what I mean? I wish I could help you. I don't got it. You know.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes people just want to get high all day. You're not helping the problem by giving them money. You know what I mean? But sometimes they just need somebody to talk to, you know. There's people on there really struggling.
51 out by the mall, Century 3 Mall.
Oh, what about Century 3?
I said, you know, 51 out by Century 3 Mall.
Yeah.
You know, where like Denny's and Pizza Hut and stuff is.
Yes.
So there was a guy there who was homeless, and we were eating at Denny's, and it was me and my mom and my daughter. And he was asking people for a couple dollars or whatever. So we ended up buying him a whole meal with coffee and took it out to him. And then my mom said, hey, are you going to be here for a little bit? And he said, yes, I am. And she said, okay. She goes, we'll be back. We went up to Walmart. She bought him a brand new pair of boots, like the Interceptor boots from Walmart. She bought him hats. She bought gloves because it was cold outside then.
Yeah.
And he had holes in his socks and everything. And, you know, she was kind of like hesitant at first because she was like, I don't know if he's really homeless. She goes, he could be lying. And I said, well, it's true, but you never know, you know, what people are going through regardless. You know, just try to help out when you can, if you can.
Right.
Come back. He hugged us and everything. He's like, thank you so much. I seen him probably a week or two later in the same spot. He had the same boots on. He had the gloves. He had the hat. So in my mom's mind, she was thinking that he was going to go try to sell them and things like that. I said, nope. I said, he had them exact same boots and everything on. And they were like $50 boots at Walmart.
Yeah.
So she spent almost close to $100 on getting him stuff to keep him warm. And he was really appreciative of that.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to take 2 minutes because, like, you might be in like one of us might be in a situation one day. We might need someone to help. Whether you might have forgot your wallet, you might be in checkout, forgot your wallet. You never know. Like, and I see them.
Yeah.
I work in the area. I work in that area up there. I see a couple people all the time that come up to where I work at, and they just camp out for the day, and maybe they might just be trying to get away from the drama from the shelters. and trying to, you know what I mean, just do what they got to do until it's time to go back. That's all it be sometimes. They just trying to, you know, people, you know, need a couple dollars, but like sometimes people just try to make a day to get away from the drama at the shelters or having to be out in town or whatever all day. So I see a couple guys a lot, you know, that come up and camp out where I'm at. So yeah, I see them. I do what I can when I can if I have it, you know.
I just like, feel that like a lot of these abandoned buildings, all these people that have like money and stuff like that, like to me, I feel like if you have a building that has rooms and things like that in it, regardless whether it was like an office building or whatever, why couldn't they take and get volunteers and have the people in the homeless shelter be able to go there, like basically like an apartment,
right?
Be able to live there for at least 30 days, but you have to do work around the building, like, you know, whether it's sweeping, whatever, to earn that. And then you help them get a job, get them cleaned up, get a nice haircut, get some nice clothes or something like that on them, and give them a chance, because not everybody has money. There's people like you can live paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. It's not easy nowadays, especially.
That's me right now. So, that's me right now.
You know, these homeless people do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, cares. And then I hear about the county. They got, because that shelter downtown caught on fire. So all of a sudden they got like, they're trying to build, I forget, 500 homes, or they're trying to get, 500 homes, 500 days or something like that, or to put homeless people, like 500 homes within 500 days. We'll see if it happens. I ain't saying they can't, you know what I mean? But because that shelter caught on fire, I know they're trying, but there's so many abandoned buildings downtown. I don't understand. I guess people own them buildings. I guess they ain't giving it up. But like, I know Allegheny County and the city of Pittsburgh owns a lot of real estate, so I don't get what the issue is. Like, but they got to set up a program, I guess. It's always a program, and then usually with a program attached to it, it's always some bull crap with the program. Like, there's always something. There's always a trick to these programs. So it makes me wonder, And
I know.
A long time ago, I used to work in housing. 2017. It was bad then. So I can't imagine, since I left working in housing, how it is now. It's 10 times worse. So it's like, I don't know. And like,
And that's the thing is like getting, even like when you rent houses and stuff like that, they're ridiculously expensive anymore.
It is. It's expensive to be a renter. Like,
4 bedrooms are like $1,500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's, to me, like that's ridiculous.
Like, yeah, a 2-bedroom in the South Hills area is like maybe $900. It's like, people's on fixed incomes. A lot of people can't really afford it, and the minimum wage is only $7.25 in Pennsylvania. Most places do pay you $15 an hour, but there's places that still pay you $7.25. And
I know.
That's crazy. I don't know how people can afford it. We can't afford groceries. You got to choose between, do I want to pay my mortgage, my rent, or do I get food? That's the challenge. And then I do go to the food banks. Them food bank lines is longer than ever now.
Oh yeah, I used to go with my mom, and they had it inside like one of the churches up here where we live at, and you would take your turn. They would have little shopping carts with you, and you would take your turn and you would go down. They would have like everything organized. Like you would have cereals, fruits. They would have boxes of cereal. They'd have snacks, all kind of stuff. Yeah. And then I got to the point where I was just like, I don't want to take away from somebody else. I don't want to take away from somebody that really, really needs stuff, because I was okay. I wasn't, comfortable, but I was okay with, as far as, food and stuff like that. So I started telling my mom, I was like, I'm not going anymore. Like, if you want me to go with you, I'll go with you, but I'm not. She goes, no, go. She goes, I'll take the stuff. I said, you are one person. You do not need all of that food.
Right.
I said, you're taking away from somebody that could really be using that. So finally I could stop going.
Yeah. But, if you don't need it, that's good. But like, if you need it, it's there. It's like, I mean, it's a lot of people. It ain't even in like the financial classes. It ain't got nothing to do with being low class, middle class. I seen upper class people go to the food bank. And not saying they're taking it, that sometimes you can't afford groceries. Like you got to pay your bills.
Extra help, right?
And sometimes you just got to go. Just like I can't get groceries this month. I got to go to the food bank. You know. So it's there. Like we're lucky. Like especially the city of Pittsburgh community food bank. It's a big thing in our area. Like. I mean, they help. It's there for anybody. Like, you know, it don't matter. I don't care what, you know, I mean, you need food, you can go to food bank. Like people I think sometimes a lot of people be too embarrassed to go. And, you know, it's there for any, I mean, if you don't need it, you don't need it. Like, you know, somebody else needs it, that's fine. But like, if you, like, I be trying to tell people, don't think, you know, I mean, it's okay to go to food bank, you know. There's nothing wrong with it. Something, you know.
Else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this was nice. We finally got to get on the live.
Yes, this is my first one. I feel like.
See, now you're cool. Now we could do this. Now we could do it again, and
yeah,
maybe we could do something on your channel because in that way it'll get your watch time up.
That's cool. We could yeah, I'm gonna start doing some topics. I'm thinking about doing some topics. Maybe we could like do like a weekly. We could try to do like a week. You said StreamYard?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I do it on, but it automatically goes to YouTube. But you can have, I think, like 6 people on the panel.
Oh, okay. So, maybe we could. Man, we get a couple people together. Start getting your channel big.
Right now, we have a little over an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we had like 3 or 4 people come in already.
Well, that's cool. Man, we got to start, maybe try to get some people together, start doing a panel. We could go over news topics and stuff.
That's why I said,
that's what talk about stuff that's going on in the world. Like, yeah.
Okay, we could definitely do that. Well, you have my Instagram now, so just message me and let me know if you come up with any topics and there's a day that works for you, just let me know.
So I'll have like even like cover like weekly topics, like what's going on in the world, what's going on locally. Like, you know, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? You know.
That's fine. If you want to do it that way, we'll just pick a day that works for you too.
Okay.
And we could just say, okay, hey, let's do say Mondays at 1:00 or whenever you're off, and you know what I mean. Just let me know.
All right, we definitely can. This has been nice, and I will come up with a couple topics and start writing some stuff down. Things that during like as I go along in the week, I'm like, all right, we could talk about this next time. Okay. So we could go from there. Well,
definitely let me.
I got you. We could do a weekly thing and try to grow my channel a little bit and try to get you some more people.
It'll help your channel out. So.
Okay. All right, that sounds good to me. I'm gonna work on some things and I'm gonna try to get a little background and stuff on. So.
Hey, I got mine from Amazon.
Oh, okay. Word.
I think I paid like $12 for it.
$12? Okay.
Yeah.
I might start using my son's room. He's like my youngest son. He's only here on the weekends. So he's older now. He's out the house, but like he's back and forth on the weekends. So I might start making his room into like an office or like a little streaming area. I gotta hook it up somehow.
There you go. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you. And like I said, just let me know. Just message me throughout the week and just let me know what days are good, are good for you and what times, and then we can go from there.
All right, D. We'll go. We're gonna do this, and I appreciate you inviting me onto the live. I'm having a nice talk. Finally got to talk to you face to face. This is a good live.
There you go.
So,
all right, you guys.
Yeah, I'll hit you up later in the week, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right, D. Have a good one.
In the chat, thank you, guys. Everybody, go subscribe to the channels, and we will see you later.
All right, y'all. See ya.
All right.
All right.